Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing great. So let's see today's LeetCode daily challenge problem, which is count sub-islands. You're given two M cross N binary matrices, grid 1 and grid 2, containing only zeros representing water and ones representing land. An island is a group of ones connected four directionally, horizontal or vertical. Any cells outside of the grid are considered water cells. And see, guys, this is very important line. An island in grid 2 is considered a sub-island if there is an island in grid 1 that contain all the cells that make up the island in grid 2. Return the number of islands in grid 2 that are considered sub-islands. Okay, very important. These two are very important lines. Okay, guys. So let's understand what they are basically asking us in the problem. Okay. So first and foremost, they have given that in the problem that we are given two M cross N binary matrices. Okay. Binary means that it will have either 1 or it will have either 0. Alright. So if you see, this is one matrix and this is other matrix which is given to us. Now second thing which is given is that in this, right, 1 represents land and 0 represents water. Okay. And what do you mean by an island? An island, an island basically is a group of ones connected vertically or horizontally. Vertically or horizontally. So if you see here, this is one island, right? Because it's connected vertically and horizontally. You cannot consider this an island because we cannot take it diagonally, right? It has to be either vertically or horizontally. Okay, so this is an island because here if you see, you go vertical and then you go horizontal. So this is an island, okay? But taking this only is not correct. Alright. And now what they are asking us to do in the problem, right? In the problem, they are asking us to find number of sub-islands. They are asking us to find number of sub-islands. Number of sub-islands in grid 2. This is what they are asking us to find in the problem. Alright. So guys, what is a sub-island? Let's understand that. And it's very important to understand what is a sub-island. So a sub-island is an island in grid 2 such that all the ones are also present in an island in grid 1. In island in grid 1. So see what that means. Sub-island in is also an sub-island is an island in grid 2. Let's say you have this island, this is an island, right, in grid 2. So I hope you agree with that this is an island because it's a combination of ones connected vertically and horizontally. Now this island in grid 2 can be a sub-island if all these ones, right, all these ones are also a part of an island in grid 1. So this is an island in grid 1 and all these ones are also a part of this island in grid 1. Hence this is a sub-island. Okay. Let's take another example. Don't worry. Let's take another example and understand. So let's say you take this island, right? This is an island in grid 2. I hope you agree with that. This is an island. Now, this island in grid 2, is it a sub-island? What do you think? Just pause the video and think about it. Do you think this is a sub-island? No, guys. This is not a sub-island. Why? Because what is a sub-island? Its sub-island is an island in grid 2. This is an island in grid 2 such that all these ones, right, should also be a part of an island in grid 1. So here these ones, right, first of all, there are not ones here. This is water. So First thing is that we cannot take this because it's not a part of an island in grid 1. So this is not a sub island. Okay. Now you might be thinking that, okay, Ayushi, we can do it like this, right? Okay, we understand that here there was 1, but here it's 0, and here it's 1, but here it's 0. But this one, right? This one, it is 1 here. So can we can take this one only as a sub island? No, you cannot do that. Why? Because it's very much clearly mentioned in the question that an island in grid 2, right? Either you take the entire island or you take nothing at all. Okay, it's not like you can take a part of an island and check it whether it is in the grid 1 or not. You cannot do that. You have to take the entire island and check it. Okay, so I hope you understood that. So how many islands, how many sub islands we have in grid 2? First of all, this is a sub island. Then if you see here, this one is a sub island because you have 1 here, and this is a sub island because here also you have 1. Okay, and this is not a sub island. This is not a sub island because here you have 0, right? So this is not a sub island, and we have seen that this is also not a sub island. So how many sub islands are there? There are 3 sub islands. Okay, there are 3 sub islands. So I hope you understood, guys, what the problem is and what they are asking us to do. It's very important to understand the problem first. If you're not clear with the problem, just start the video again and just understand what problem is first, and then we will go to the approach. So guys, now finally, as we have understood the problem, let's move to the approach part, like how we can approach this problem, right? How we can approach it. So let me just quickly erase this. All right. Okay. So see, guys, first of all, uh, what we have to do is we have to find what we have to do is we have to find out number of sub islands, right? Sub islands in grid 2. So it's clearly visible that we have to iterate in this grid 2 and we have to check how many sub islands are there. And this grid 1 will be a basically reference for us to check whether that island can be a sub island or not. Okay. All right. So that is one thing. Now see, what I will do is basically, since sub island is what? Sub island is what? It should have 1, right? Otherwise it will be water. So 0 is water, 1 is land. So if let's say I encounter a 1 here, let's say I encounter a 1 and it's not 1 here in the grid 1, so it means that this cannot be a sub island, right? So first of all, I will identify, but what will be a first step? I will identify all those ones in grid 2 which are redundant. Redundant meaning that they are not, like, they are zeros in grid 1. They are zeros in grid 1. For example, this here, this is 1, this is land, but here in grid 1 it's water. So obviously this cannot be a sub island. And similarly, this one, these are ones here, but here they are zeros. So these are redundant, right? So they do not help us. So what we will be doing is we will be converting them to zeros only, because they are not helping us to find sub islands, right? Also, if let's say this is your 1, right? This is 1 and here it's 0. So this is redundant, and then this makes this entire island redundant, because you remember, right? We have to take the entire island. We cannot take a part of it. So if this one cell, if like one cell of an island becomes redundant, then the entire island becomes redundant, right? So what I will be doing basically is I will be finding out all these redundant islands and I will be removing them. Okay. So for that, what we will be using? We'll be using DFS. Okay, we will be using DFS. So that is one thing. And once after all these redundant islands are removed, right? Let's say here, this is removed. Okay. Here we remove this. Let me just convert it only. Here we remove this. So this becomes 0. This becomes 0. This becomes 0. And due to this, this is a this was an island, right? So we will use DFS and this will also become 0. Like the entire island becomes 0. So once this is done, after that we will just basically do a DFS on this grid again to find out all the connected ones. So this is one connected, then this is another, and this is another. So this will give us all the number of sub islands we have. So I hope you understood. I hope you understood the crisp of the problem, the approach. Now let's quickly do the dry run so that you are able to understand better. Okay guys, so let's start the dry run. So in dry run, first of all, I've told you 2 steps which we will do. First of all, we will have DFS to remove the redundant ones, right? Redundant ones in grid 2. And then we will have a DFS to count all sub islands in grid 2. Okay, so let's start. We will start iterating. So we will basically start, we will have a loop. We will go to the rows, then we will go to the columns in this grid 2. Okay, so we'll go to each cell one by one and we will check that whether if, let's say this is your matrix 1 and this is your matrix 2. If the matrix 2 ij, if it is 1 and a matrix 1 ij, that same index is 0, it means in grid 1 it is water, then that one is the redundant. So we will make that entire island redundant. So we will call a DFS on these indexes, right? So let's say what I'll do is I'll start iterating. So let's start the iteration. So you go to this one, you see that okay, here it is 1, so it's not satisfying this condition. You go further, this one is also not satisfying, this not satisfying, and like this you go. Now finally you reach this one. Okay, oh, let me, actually I didn't, 1 second, we have to change it again. Okay, so here it was 1, here it was 1 1 and 1, I guess. Yeah, okay, now see, these all are, now we reach this one. Okay, this one is 1 here, but it's, if you see, it's 0 in the grid 1, here it's 0, so this is a redundant. So here we will apply DFS. Now when we apply DFS, right, in DFS what we do is basically we will go horizontally in each direction and we will go in all 4 directions of this index, right, and we will mark every cell to be 0, that is make them redundant, make them water. Now for now here in this island only there is one because if you see in the 4 directions you have only zeros of it. So what will happen in DFS is that just it will make this to 0. Okay, now we go to this one, this is 1 here, so we will not change anything. We go to this one. Now this one, see guys, very important, this one is 1 here but it's 0 in the this one, this matrix, right, it's 0. So we will call DFS on this, right? So we will call DFS, and in DFS it will go in all 4 directions and it will mark whatever ones are in this entire island, right? It will mark all them to 0. So this will mark 0. Okay, so what will happen? Here it will be marked 0, then it goes horizontally, it will mark 0, then it go vertically and it marks 0. So all these are marked 0, right? After that you go to this one and this one is already 1 here, so nothing you will do. So this first step is done, that you have done DFS and you have removed the redundant ones in grade 2. Now this is, you have to do, that is you have to do DFS and you have to count all the sub islands in grid 2. So whatever now is left, these will be your sub islands. So once you reach, what happens in this case, I'll just remove this condition. Again you will do iteration in grid 2, and if your ij is 1, right? It means that that can be a possible sub-island, right? You will call DFS basically, and you will have a count variable, count initialized to 0. Whenever you encounter a 1, you just increment the count. Because let's say you encounter 1 here, you increment the count by 1, and this DFS will just make these all adjacent ones to 0 again. So basically what you have done is you have counted this as a sub-island, and in order to mark them visited, right? In order to mark them visited, you change it to 0 again. So this will become 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Now you go again, you find another one. So you will increment the count and you will just mark this as 0. Then you go further, you encounter another one, you increment the count and you mark this as 0. So if you see, you have marked all the ones as 0 and you have found the number of sub-islands. So guys, I hope you understood the approach and dry run and the idea behind this problem. Let's quickly see the code, and it will be great if you dry run it yourself. So see in the code, right, what basically we are doing. First of all, we are removing all the redundant ones, right? So for that, if your grid 2 has 1 but that same index has 0, you call DFS. And in DFS, basic DFS, guys, it's basic, very basic DFS. So DFS, basically we are checking if it's not going out of bound, or if it is 0, just return. Otherwise, mark it as 0 and go in all 4 directions. Okay, that is basic DFS. And then you take a variable count, which you will return at last. And then you just count the sub-islands. So if it is 1, right, we discussed, right, if your element is 1 in grid 2, right, so you will call DFS and increment the count. So I hope you understood the problem and the approach, guys. It's very important to understand the problem. And if you have any doubts, let me know in the comments. I hope this video was helpful. If you found it helpful, please like it, share with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Bye.